Summer is so nostalgic to me. There are so many childhood memories that feel directly tied to summer. Eating an ice cream cone and it's melting all down your hands, so you're trying to eat it as fast as you can, but you still end up a sticky mess. Running through the sprinklers, riding bikes with friends, and all of our cheeks are pink from the heat. Going to the beach with all the windows down in your car, even though it's a little too hot to have all the windows down in your car. The older I get, the more I realize how much I crave those kind of moments that I loved as a child. I love this whole movement online surrounding whimsy, which is honestly just a fun word for a very old proverb. For generations, we as humans have been trying to create these tiny moments of wonder and make ordinary things feel special. This whole "what is life all about" type of question. Whimsy is actually something that I inherited from my mom. She has a gift for making the mundane magical. If we had a lot of leftovers growing up, my mom would pull out all of the fine china, she would light candles, set the table all pretty, and she'd call it fiesta night. Like just eating leftovers. We went to a lot of concerts growing up. After concerts, we would come home, get completely ready for bed in our pajamas, and then we would eat a bowl of cereal and talk about the night. So I guess you could say I am a second generation whimsy creator. I also live in Florida, which is part of why celebrating the seasons feels so important to me. I don't experience the seasons through the weather, so I do everything I can to experience them in other ways. But summer is upon us, and let me tell you, as someone who experiences a near endless summer, you have come to the right place for your seasonal whimsy ideas. So today I am sharing my ultimate but palatable guide to romanticizing summer. We've got books, we've got movies, and we've got little things to make it feel like summer wherever you are. So without further ado, let us begin. Of course, we must start with books. I think when most people think of summer books, they think romance, which fair. Summer and romance go beautifully together. But I wanted to give recommendations across genres for whatever mood happens to strike you this summer. First up, Summer Fridays by Suzanne Rendell. I have such complicated feelings about this book. I've talked about it before, but it follows two people who are both in relationships as they begin spending their summer Fridays together in New York City. The whole book was this teetering, because on the one hand I was like, oh, this is so sweet, like they've never felt fully seen before and now they're experiencing that with each other, but then being like, wait, but this is so messed up, they both have partners, so like just get out of your lonely relationship if this is what you want. With that being said, it does really capture loneliness in a way that feels uncomfortable, to be honest, but I think only really good writing can do that. Like, it wasn't uncomfortable for the sake of being uncomfortable, it was uncomfortable because there's a truth to it and there are these two flawed people trying to figure out this complicated emotion and what they want to do with it. Only really good writing can do that, can provoke the amount of feelings I felt. I felt every feeling while reading this book. And it feels like summer in New York. The city heat, wandering around the city, going outside the city, doing touristy things, even though they are locals. Next, 3 Days in June by Anne Tyler. This is a very short literary fiction novel about the mother of the bride as she goes through her daughter's wedding weekend. And it follows her on her journey as she starts to wonder, am I the problem here? Am I the one who needs to change in order for these tough family dynamics to change? The writing in this is so specific. I always appreciate when writing is to the point. Like, it wasn't to the point in the sense that it was devoid of emotion. There was plenty of emotion, and I thought it was actually very profound. But I think there's something to say about an author who can say what they need to say succinctly. And that is this book. It makes me want to read more books by this author. If you want something creepy for the summer, The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Holy smokes, this book was eerie. Like, I kept looking over my shoulder because I felt like someone was watching me. That's how descriptive the eeriness is in this. It follows a woman who returns as an adult to the summer camp that she went to as a kid, but the last time she was there, her bunkmates disappeared and she was the last person who saw them. So she's going to see if she can get some closure, figure some things out. The summer camp atmosphere in this is so vivid. Like, I could smell the art barn and I could feel the bug spray. It's one of those books that makes you nostalgic for summer camp while also making you never want to go to summer camp ever again. Another summer thriller that I loved, with kind of similar vibes actually, is God of the Woods. This one follows a wealthy family who owns a summer camp. Their son disappeared many years ago, and now their daughter is at the summer camp and she disappears too. I loved the structure of this book because there are a lot of POVs, but they're all from minor characters. So it feels like hearing local gossip and slowly piecing together what happened alongside the community. It was a very unique reading experience. And again, immaculate summer atmosphere. Canoes, camp cafeterias, the humid woods, lake days, all with something sinister lurking underneath. All right, fantasy time. Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. Oh, let me get it. There it is. Listen, this recommendation is admittedly niche, but if you want something chaotic and unserious in the best way, this book is so fun. It follows Evie, who accidentally becomes assistant to the local villain. And yes, it is exactly as ridiculous as it sounds. I've said it once and I'll say it again. This is a silly, goofy time. It feels like chaotic Tangled to me. It's whimsical fantasy, weird little side characters. It has good humor, morally questionable decisions. I saw reviews criticizing the writing in this, and I was like, what were you expecting? This book is for fun. And a fun time it is. I will say though, this is the slowest slow burn to ever burn slowly. By book three, I was like, girl, please, like hold hands or something. But very fun. How many times can I say fun about one book? Just so you know, this book is fun. And for classics, I have two for you today. First up, The Great Gatsby. You probably already know the premise, but it follows Nick as he gets swept up into the glittering, the unhinged and delusional world of Jay Gatsby. This is a time machine of a book. It puts you right in the center of the roaring 20s. Lavish parties, summer nights, obsession, longing, people making catastrophic decisions, but looking fabulous. It is glamorous and devastating in equal measure. And Tarzan of the Apes. Listen, this is definitely different than the Disney movie, but not different enough to ruin the Disney movie. That soundtrack remains sacred and unscathed. The book is much more adventure heavy with more side quests. It follows Tarzan as he grows up in the African jungle alone after his parents die. He teaches himself how to survive, how to read and write, and he eventually becomes very interested in other people when some explorers arrive. This is the perfect summer adventure vibe. The whole time you're at the beach, you're in the African jungle, you're fighting for survival. A great time. I also have a graphic novel suggestion today. Lore Olympus. I am very much feeling a Greek mythology era coming on, so I'm planning on rereading this myself this summer. This is a modern Hades and Persephone retelling, and it is full of yearning, like kicking my feet, giggling levels of yearning. If you want something colorful, dramatic, and very bingeable this summer, highly recommend. I actually have quite a few books in mind for my Greek mythology era, so I might make a whole video on that journey if it's something you'd like to see. And finally, I hate dismantling my shrine, you know. And finally, Emily Henry. If you have somehow never read Emily Henry, summer is the time. If you want more classic rom-com energy, I'd start with Beach Read or Funny Story. If you like more literary fiction mixed in with your romance, I would start with Happy Place or Great Big Beautiful Life. Nobody writes emotional chemistry and complicated people quite like her. All right, I'm gonna put this back. Nobody panic. Oh, wait, that was so easy actually. I feel kind of foolish for making a big deal about it. An honorable mention, I would say it's more spring-coated than summer-coated, but I read it in spring and I have to talk about it. I might just have to talk about it at length in another video, but The Other Bennett Sister. I loved it so much, and I would 1000% recommend, specifically if you like Jane Austen and Regency era romance type of things. It's like a slower paced read, but not in a way that feels boring. It felt slow paced, like, oh yeah, we're lingering here in this time together, if that makes sense. The book and the TV show are equally amazing in different ways. So there's my little shout out. Also, does this bug anybody that I just put it right here on my fantasy shelf in the midst of all of my dragons and assassins? I think Mary Bennett would do quite well. Next up, movies. I'm a firm believer that watching movies seasonally really adds to the seasonal experience, just like watching Christmas movies at Christmas time adds to the experience. And I'm gonna make a bold statement. Summer movies are the best movies. They simply cannot be beat. I will not be providing any follow-up explanation. I take seasonal movies very seriously. So let's hear the summertime movie criteria. Sunshine, adventure, bonus points if that adventure is on the high seas. Movies full of color that are chaotic and fun. The upbeat musicals, emotional damage near the ocean, and people dramatically changing their lives. So let's get into it. First up, Pirates of the Caribbean. I cannot stress enough. Where do I even start with the cinematic masterpiece that is Pirates of the Caribbean? I'm talking the original trilogy, but no hate to the other movies because we respect the franchise as a whole. And honestly, as long as they make Pirates of the Caribbean movies, I will watch them. Listen to me. Come here. If you haven't seen these in a while, or if you have never seen them, appalling, now is the time. I can quote these movies front to back. I have seen them so many times, and I still notice something new every time I watch them. They are somehow goofy, and profound. On the surface, they are ridiculous and hilarious, but they have got layers. There is so much heart and depth and history underneath all the chaos. I love how no one is fully good or fully bad. Every single character is multifaceted, and the soundtrack! You know the soundtrack. The minute I said Pirates of the Caribbean, you started singing it. It's just good for the soul, man. Next, Mamma Mia. Another movie I can quote verbatim. Mamma Mia is pure joy and sunshine. I mean, what do you want? Beautiful scenery, big dance numbers, messy family dynamics, aggressively catchy music? Look no further! Every year, my friends and I watch this multiple times during the summer, and we perform every song at the top of our lungs, like we're literally crawling on the floor during Lay All Your Love on Me, as one does. Okay, I'm getting carried away. From here on out, we are talking exclusively in vibes and aesthetics, like I have in previous videos. Those are just two of my all-time favorite movies. I had to gush. In the Heights, another fun musical. Watch this for a moment to celebrate where you came from while building something new. And for a love letter to Hispanic culture. I feel so proud to be Latina every time I watch this. Like, you can smell the food in that one scene. Big Fish. Watch this for the magical realism, the daffodils, and stories that get bigger every time they're told, for better or for worse. The Mask of Zorro. Watch this when you're wanting candlelight, vengeance, charisma, and flirting via sword combat. If you would like to cry this summer, might I suggest some Nicholas Sparks movies? I would personally go with The Notebook or The Last Song for some summer love and unresolved family trauma. His movies give romance for people who enjoy suffering, and you know what? Sometimes that's exactly what the doctor ordered. And Titanic, historically catastrophic, but make it romantic. You know what I'm saying? We've got ornate dining rooms, string quartets, impossible love. And I mean, sounds like it's time for that door debate to reopen. Was there room? Would it have sunk? Let's get that going. And finally, okay, to be serious. And finally, some deeply important cinema, the Disney Channel Cinematic Universe Summer Edition. The list is truly endless, but I have 3 for you today. High School Musical 2, for when you're feeling chlorine, choreography, and what time is it? Summertime. Permanently embedded in your brain for the next 3 months. Cheetah Girls 2. This movie is iconic. Every song is iconic, the outfits, the fights. Watch it for the dance numbers, the capri pants, and for Amiga's cheetahs. And Luca. This movie somehow makes you nostalgic for a childhood you didn't have. Like, what do you mean I'm not a sea monster that grew up on the coast of Italy? It's full of childhood wonder, and it is so visually stunning. Oh man, I talk a lot. Are you enjoying yourself? We have a nice time. Along with creating an atmosphere, I like to create a seasonal bucket list. I hang it up in my kitchen so that I see it all the time, and it just reminds me of the ways that I wanted to romanticize the season. So I see it, and it helps me actually participate in the season the ways that I wanted to, instead of accidentally letting the whole season pass me by. I am a firm believer that bucket lists should include both tiny, simple things and bigger, more intentional or involved things, because not every day has the same energy level. So, some simple ideas. Cloud watching, stargazing, sidewalk chalk, climbing a tree. When's the last time you climbed a tree? And then some more involved ideas. A beach day, go for a family bike ride, have a no phone day, taking a sunset drive with your favorite summer playlist and eating that ice cream cone that's melting down your hand, making a sticky mess. I have made my summer bucket list this season, so I'll include it on the screen here, so screenshot it if you like. You can use it for inspiration, you can copy the whole dang thing. Do what you will with it, but I hope it inspires you to add a little whimsy to your life this season. It doesn't have to be hard. So there you have it, my guide to romanticizing summer. I hope this inspired you to fill your summer with more color and whimsy and wonder. I know I've been a little quieter on here lately. I've had some heavy things going on behind the scenes, but I am just so grateful to be here with you welcoming this new season. I hope your summer is full of sunshine, popsicles, late night conversations, and little moments that feel magical for no reason at all. Let's get our freckles and our sparkle back, friends. The warmth is here to stay. Cheers!